Mike Nolan, the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, who we know many of them, have apparently been spending a lot of money in town, many thousands of dollars, and they've brought up some points. They even gave credit to the 8 former mayors, one being Mary Lou Howard, who, her picture's here, who indicated that Mr. Brick is strong on transparency. So I want to give Mr. Brick and the rest of you a chance to see if you can recall a couple of weeks back. I stood at this podium, I mentioned a lawyer's name, I mentioned the law firm, I indicated that they were representing to the court, that they were representing the Burbank Police Department. And after a bunch of fiddle-faddle, Dennis Barlow told you, it's on videotape, that although he's keeping you up on these things, that he ran out of time. Well, since then, what I found out is this Jackson Lewis outfit was sitting over there in our building, a new fancy City Hall annex over there, interrogating one of our citizens. Now, if Mr. Brick, Gary, through the chair, if you're so interested in transparency, you could have let me know you knew who these people were and they were working for us. But you didn't. So you still have a chance tonight, since we now know that they went after this gentleman and ordered him to bring things, what it says right on the paper we read, came out of the Hill Street courthouse, to report over there to that building to be interrogated. And the assembled lawyers were there, and just by coinkydink, one of them had the same name and the same law firm. So I also have a pending request that you're all familiar with about an accounting for how much we're spending on these lawyers. And the mayor at one time thought it was a good idea. And I was advised by a young lady that called me from Mr. Barlow's office that they couldn't accommodate me and that it wouldn't be available to give it to us once a month. Here's what I want. I want to know what we're spending, who's getting it, and I want it updated once a month. It's very simple. That's the way you do accounting. Playing games don't make a lot of sense. We've been at this thing for a long time. Mayor, you promised when you became the mayor that you were going to be holding forth in some of the stuff. I'm waiting for it to happen. We know less now, but we find out things step by step, it says in some places. All these pieces are beginning to come together. You've done everything you can to keep the public from knowing what you're spending our money on. We've got police officers that many of us have known a good portion of our life, whose reputations have already been sullied. We've got an assistant to Mr. Barlow who has made it very clear that she's going to keep going after these people. Now, that same attitude is going after citizens who never worked for the city. You're supposed to be in charge. What are you doing? Why are you doing it? And how much of our money are you spending to do it? I think the time has come for you two, you, the mayor, and Gary Brick, to find a way, since you don't want to break the law, to put your stories together. Find out where all this transparency is, because it hasn't happened in this room. But when you start going after citizens and claiming it's a police investigation, I think we got to draw the line somewhere. We got a guy here named Jess Telemontes who says we got to do due diligence. How do you do due diligence with a blindfold on and a gag? If somebody put a gag in your mouth, why not say you got a gag in your mouth? Not claim that you're trying to do the public's business in their best interest, but I can't tell you. It's a secret. You can have the rest of my time.